Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and we are set up for the second half of our season here, rounding things out after the Triple Crown and sort of coming down off that sort of high, being back involved in the races. Maybe not winning, but the competing. And I know on different days we could have won. We did, you know, I did save before that, and at the suggestion of Philly, I went ahead and ran it again and a couple of times actually, and yeah, Cops kept coming close in the Preakness, and Lamps and Cops both came close in the Derby, but I think 3 runs, maybe 4 runs, I can't remember exactly what it was, but either 3 or 4, and like they never did. Whereas Brisingham and Haig won a pair of Belmonts, and did quite well. Ran them all in all three, and um, different pairings as well. So they probably ended up doing those races 10, 12 times. And then if you've seen the bonus video, the Australian breeding save video, where I took Brisingham, as we ended up calling him, Brisingham and Haig, as well as Cop. Did I take Cops? And no, I didn't take Cops. I took Krabbies down. There we go. Yeah, I almost confused with that Krabbies, because we never really ran Krabbies after the Triple Crown win. So it was like, what can Brisingamen do? What can Krabbies really do? Plus a 2-year-old that I had from way back when, Hallidite, ran them, see what they can do, and they all just excelled in a 4 and 5-year-old season. They all fell off dramatically in the 6-year-old season, but like just seeing what they could do, and then going back over some old breeding pairs that we had from previous saves years ago that I'd kept the TTF files, and I'm a bit upset that I've lost the sort of initial 4 or 5 TTF files I had, where people like Miss Swan were, for example, and down the way, down the stretch, not down the way, down the stretch, Miss Swan and Swansea Jack, a couple of the big sort of early horses in my Starters Order 7 journey. I'm missing those TTF files, and I don't think I have them anywhere saved, so they probably got deleted at some point, which sucks. That really does suck. But we do have some other ones from, you know, a few years ago, as I say, that were really, really good, and being able to breed from Krabbies and Brisingham and Haig with all of those great horses and getting another generation of great horses. That was a fun save to do for like 3, 4 seasons. Just see the racing career of these great horses pan out. Make sure they breed with all these good brood mares I've got, young brood mares, and just kind of collect all the yearlings and 2-year-olds that come through that onto another TTFR. So I've got, you know, my breeding stock kind of crossbred with 2 of my favorite horses from this save. And so that's quite nice to have. So I've got that in place. You might see as well our transfer list is quite low. I've gone through and basically looked through, and these are the ones that are worth keeping. So Tara 2, Rachel Gala, Mashinki Large are the yearlings that made it. Tulia is a 2-year-old. And then a couple of surprises here. Saute and Lendelight I didn't think would make it, but they kind of do, so I'm fairly happy with that. So basically, Mashinki, sorry, I keep saying Mashinki. I'm probably going to rename it to that just to make it easy. Minashki is the name, but these bottom 4 are probably going to go into the British jump save at some point, except that I think we're starting to breed really well to a certain degree. It's early days. It all depends. I think we're getting some good horses. I just don't know whether they can jump, and I just don't know whether I'm at the point where I can correctly book them so that they can win big races to make an impact. So these might still be better options, but yeah, I definitely think probably in there somewhere. And just for breeding purposes, we might pull in a Bertarella small drum into that jump save as well. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how things go. And I might set up my own jump save, a breeding jump save, and pull in all my 3-year-olds. So Bertie, Krabby, Drom, Cops, Brisingham, Lamps, maybe even Saute, and just see what they do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years of age, like in that save, over a jumps career. Because I'm kind of interested in that. And that might be a future bonus video I get around too. So there is that. But back to this save. We're in a good place. And I know what Brisingham here can do. I don't know if they're going to be... I don't know what the quality of horses in these races on this schedule is going to be like, as opposed to in that Australian save. So that might change things, but we ended up with a ton of grade ones, a big wins, a mile 4, and then towards the end of his career, it was as a 6-year-old, 5, 6-year-old, it was really pushing more to a mile 6, and then up to 2 miles, 2 miles 1. So we know that it's a good horse. We can really breed from quite well. So it depends. We've got Towery audience to breed a bunch of these from. But if there isn't another one we really love in here, I think I've got no problem putting them in the breeding barn again, because they've got distance, which will really help. They've got a ton of potential. They got good cruising burst. They got even decent distance adaptability with that stamina bar. So it's just gonna help, like, find the right place for a horse to go. And like I say, breeding with the short order horses, especially bringing that average distance up to that mile 1, mile 2 range, I think we can be competitive. And yeah, I think my most successful horse in that Aussie save was actually the miler. I believe so. Not in terms of money, but just in terms of graded 1 wins. I think we had 34, 35, maybe. It was somewhere in low to mid 30s, I believe, on that one. Krabby's, I think, had mid to high 20s. Hig ended up with 19 or... No, actually, I think we did break 20 in the end, maybe, when I was booking really quickly. So, yeah. I tend to forget about the milers because Triple Crown is mile 1, mile 2, mile 4. But, yeah, there's still some really nice mile races out there. So we don't really have that apart from Drom. And so seeing what she can do and kind of pushing out that way would be nice. Like, Lamps is still, for my money, a mile 2, maybe a mile 3. And Cops runs really well at a mile 1. So we're booking, mile 1, a mile 1, and a mile 2. And then, as I say, a mile 4 for now, with a little dip into mile 6s. I think with Haig, that's kind of interesting. And we have gone and kind of, yeah. We do have these horses here, which I kind of like too. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens with them all. But I think we're in a good place. So let us go then to Saratoga. We got both races at Saratoga. And I'm hoping we get a couple of good runs. Now, 7 furlong, I don't know if it's a win or not. But I think we should be fairly close. Comtuda, we've seen run a bunch. And, like, I don't know really what they're good at, but they've won twice at at 7 furlongs. And they've won at a mile. So I think this is their range. We have seen them run the Kentucky Derby. They tried to step up for that and didn't make it. But apart from that, really, you look at the Woody Stevens up, and I think, that's 6 grade ones. They got a 3rd place, 2 seconds, and 3 wins. They could be a little force here. Probably a miler, because they're winning them, at 7 furlongs to a mile. They can't quite get to a mile 1. But they would be my expected sort of winner of this race. CB Gown, again, pretty good, but just not able to get through it enough. And a lot of second places, a lot of almost, still won 4 grade 1s. But again, I think maybe more of a miler there. Um, and we just might be a 7 furlong horse, which could come into play. But the top three, definitely the top three for me. The highest rated two horses, very good, like I say. Um, and this is what I did in the Aussie sale. I really took my time. I broke down each of their races, their positioning. Like, why did we win here at a mile 1? Well, the second best horse in the field was Bailini Kumtudu. And to be fair, that wasn't even close. And we know this is a good horse, but we also know it doesn't really get to a mile 1. And so, if this is a mile 1 and these aren't that good horses, and we can kind of see that, it's a solid horse, but again, maybe once a mile 2 rather than mile 1, because it's not really done anything at a mile 1. And you move down, it's like, okay, this is a mile 1 kind of horse, maybe. It won this race, but who did it win against? And so you really sort of spend, well, I spend like 15 minutes breaking down each race and each horse, their form, the going, who does it suit, who doesn't it, and then doing jockey orders. I'm not going to do that for this game because I think it's just like way too much. We'll get like 4 races in, we'll end up doing like 20 to 30 videos for a season, and they're already an hour long. So I think it's very much sort of slapdash, book and pray kind of method, without going into the great detail that I managed to win. I think 91 out of 97 races I booked in that race, including like 9 horses running maidens. So yeah, I feel pretty comfortable. I feel pretty comfortable with when I take my time. But here, I think just for ease, it's just gonna be book and run. So the H. Allen Jerkins Memorial Grade 1 Class 1 3-year-old on dirt, 7 furlongs. And like I say, I got no idea. The green of Bailini, the blue stripe on red of CB. Those are the two I'm gonna kind of look at. And yeah, not too bad of start. So CB's on the inside there, those red silks, a little bit of white on the hat. And at the back there in the green near side is Bailini Kumtudu alongside Senior Article. On the outside of CB is Leonora in that gold silk. We got the purple there, Dress Rising, not really doing much. And Topaz Ratagen leading us out 1.5 from home. We're going to start kicking on. CB is coming with us. And from deep, you can start to see Bailini Kumtudu under now, half a furlong on the home stretch, fighting for the line. CB is going to take second place. Bailini Kumtudu just up into third. Small Drum claims their first Grade 1 win. The little bit of analysing I did do suggested to me that these are both probably milers, not 7 furlongs. We ran a mile and were told we needed shorter, so we probably are a 7. And that small difference is enough to beat 2 pretty decent horses. Like 123 rating, 121, they both hold. And then we jump up to 120. So pretty decent, but first Grade 1 win with a 7 furlong horse. We're a pretty good horse. We're not a great horse. We know this. But we're moving and trending in that right direction. And I think we just keep trying to go for those 7 furlongs. There's not going to be as many of them as miles, and sometimes we're going to have to run a mile and just see if we can get there. But for right now, I'm very happy with that run. Saratoga. I've had the game crash here before. I don't know. I don't think it's the race. We've watched the Travers before. We've just run at Saratoga. I know Ascot crashes sometimes on a foreign save if you go and watch it at a certain part of the race. Usually it's a 5 furlong race. So I think like the Nunthorpe and there's another one at 5 that just, I think they crash as well. I've re-exported the courses, it doesn't seem to help. So if you are watching a race and it crashes, especially at the same point in the race, you can go into the race and as soon as they're out of the gates, leave it a couple of seconds. Usually if you press tab to speed up, the moment it starts to speed up, you can hit the escape button and it'll take you to the final like 0.1 of a furlong. Just that finish of the race, and you can like see the end of the race. Or just skip the race, go to the result, and then watch the replay. But I have had it happen here, so I'd save beforehand just in case. I don't want to lose that win on Drom. So if it does crash, at least that's banked. Now we got Lamps Link. Fibbins, we know, is a very decent horse, but hasn't really done much, to be honest with you. And, like they got blown up in the Derby. I thought they could do damage there. They got blown up. They won the Preakness ahead of Copson and Lamp and showed their quality there. And then in the Belmont, they were also distressed, so they didn't get anything done there. So it's a really weird kind of horse to figure out. Yeah, I definitely think they're a mile 1, and they are blown up again. So the best horse in this field, I think, is Fitbins, and including Lamps Link. I think it's a better horse than we've got. But ultimately, they're just out of it in terms of a tiny bit of distance and then being blown up. Two of the other horses I like are Blue Crop Grange. They look to have blown up. They might be done. Henry Open we quite like as well. They won the Derby, of course. They're a little bit warm. And we got the Belmont winners in here as well. Andar Pilate, very good horse. But they really look more like a distance horse and probably a mile 3 to a mile 4. So they might be out of it. Relentless Holmes has got a great finish, but just doesn't win. And there's a bunch that I just don't know, but don't look in great form. Impact Steps we have lost to previously at a mile 2. So I love a lot of these horses, and these are Triple Crown winning, not Triple Crown, but Triple Crown race winning, Andar Plate, Henry Open, and Racina Fippens. I still think my biggest threat is Impact Steps going into this. Top rated horse as well. Not the best of form. I think it's us and them. I really do. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see, and hopefully it doesn't crash. Especially if like we get well beaten and it crashes towards the end, or we look like we're gonna win quite well and then it crashes. I don't want to see that at all. So yeah, on the very inside is Impact. We're number 4 out the chute. So at that point, when it speeds up, because I pressed tab really early, you can skip to the end of the race just by pressing escape from that point on anywhere in the race. We're alongside, got Henry Open there as well. We've got Fitpence on our inside. Chantarati Senik was leading and is just taking that back from us, fighting us for it, and the rest of the field at the back. Look out for that green silk on the outside and her plate, and as well a couple of the yellow horses, Blue Crop and Relentless Holmes, should be coming up towards the end of this. 1.5 from home. It is Henry Open. It is the Kentucky Derby winner who did really well at a mile 2, and it looks like we might just be coming up, but Ruabi Marine, very good run. Can't quite get up there. It's so close, but Ruabi had a great run. Impact Steps came up late. Henry Open was still fighting. I think that's, that's very fun. If we get disqualified here, I'd be upset. I would be upset. They took us off us. They took it off us. Where was it? Okay. Where did we go sideways, or where did we block someone? Where did we interfere? I didn't see any interference. I thought we might have been blocked off. Like 1.5 from home, and we were up against the rail, and we were trying to come through. So I want to watch this back, and I want to analyze this, because this sucks. This sucks. I knew Underhard Plate would come through in the end, but we beat them. We beat them all. We beat them all. I don't think there's been any interference yet. I don't see anything that would be interference. Maybe around that point, when Henri opens trying to come through and kind of runs into the back of us, but like, there's no gap there. And then here is where I kind of thought we get blocked off. And maybe that's the interference right there. We're kind of pushing through to find the gap. Maybe that was it. Yeah. Yeah. That sucks. That sucks. That really does suck. Sandar Plate gets gifted another grade 1 at a mile 2. Wins the Belmont. And comes up and steals one on a disqualification. I don't like winning on disqualification. I don't really feel like I deserve them, and I don't feel like we deserve to lose that one. So I'm a be a bit salty about that one for a minute. Oh, I'm sure it's right at the end when we're trying to get out. We look like we might be blocked off. And I think we kind of nudge Henri open just a little bit away from the rails so that we can come up the inside. I think that's what happens there. And then, like, they were always going to die anyway. They were never in the race. But doesn't really matter, because we're going to get dinged for it. We're going to get dinged for it. My only issue is I just don't know how many Group 1s each of these horses is going to win. I know the schedule doesn't have really a mile 4, which I know Brisingham and Hay can win, and I know they're not better than the other horses at the distance. They're right up there with them, so it's very competitive. So limited number of races plus competitive field. You might win 1 in 3. If you're only running 6, you only get 2 grade 1s. So to lose one like that hurts more than if I'd have won 20 odd grade 1s on a horse. So it is what it is. We're back at Saratoga. We got our 3rd horse running in a row. Technically, we won both races. We were disqualified from one, but we still finished first in both those races. So I kind of feel good about that. Cops Milan. See, jockey said it ground might be best near side. And we're out in number 5, which to me, I would then think, I'd if I was analysing this fully, I'd be hoping for some fast but not really fast horses in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because when we break, those are going to be on the inside against the rail. So if they're up ahead of us and kind of in that stalking position, let's say Solution goes. They go out to the front. They're the best horse in the field. I don't know if they're a closer or whatnot. I could look at their form and kind of figure that out as well. Looks like they may be. They may be a stalker. They may be a closer, so they're probably not going to go to the front. So I'd hope to find someone that's going to go to the front early, and then hope that like 1, 2, 3, and 4 all sort of, or 2 or 3 of those are in the chasing pack behind it, so that we can join them naturally on the outside, and that'll give us, that'll give us a chance to run on some good turf, or if we creep in. But if you want to go near the rail, you kind of want to be inside and get ahead of that pack. You don't want to be behind it because you can get blocked off. There's so much that goes into kind of like figuring out where you want to race. Again, we're just going to run. We're just going to run. There's a few good horses in this. This is the Woodward. This is such a tough race to win. Vanguard Indian, we know very well. Nodfords looks like it's in tremendous form. Underwriters got great form too. Margaret's Boat, I know of. And the Fair Solution just looks like a monster as well. So we got really Nodfords, Vanguard, and the Fair with Underwriter. Like those 4 look supremely dangerous. And you can see here, we are going to go into a second pack and probably get blocked off at some point. But if we can just get a little bit clear here, not get trapped in, we might be able to go to the outside. Might be able to go up the, yeah. I say around the bend. If we can get in a good position, we'd be in fine place. Vanguard Indian in the blue. We got Nod Forms in the red on the outside. And this is where it all is. Nodford's going early, past Basic Gallon. We do have Vanguard Indian, Margaret's Boat, ourselves, and Underwriter Token. All the big names are pretty much there at the back. It looks like we just don't have the fight for this one. We are falling backwards. We look like a miler, which I know we are not. I know we are not, but that screams that the distance was not right at a mile 1. Huh. It's so weird to me. That is so weird to me. I mean, maybe we're running a mile 2 then. Maybe we just got to go up in distance and see. But that kind of looked like we were on the edge of being too far to run. We died a little bit early. Maybe we were killed on pace. Maybe some other things happened I didn't realize. But that's just not a good run. That's just not a good run. Wow. So Drom gets the first Grade 1 win. We start off with a banger. Then we win with Lamps Link, but get disqualified. So kind of an up and a down both at the same time. And then Cobbs just completely is off the pace here. So we start off great. We go to a great and then disappointment. Now just pure disappointment. And now it's Brisingham and Haig. Back at Belmont, the Jockey Club Derby. Big race. It's going to be a big field. It's going to be a big field. I think we're better than everyone else here. Gamble, I don't know. They've never stepped up to a mile 4. They've won at a mile and a mile 1. That kind of probably is their range at a mile. Maybe adaptability up to a mile 1. The rest of them just don't look like they're in good form at all. The only name I know and the only other grade 1 is Blue Crop Grange. And Blue Crop's a good horse. It's a good horse. It's not a great horse. I got a feeling maybe these are a mile 4s that just, for whatever reason, didn't go in the Belmont. Like, or they did. They just didn't run great. So yeah, Blue Crop. 3 others that didn't do anything. And then Random Gamble has never run a mile 4 unless they've recently gained distance. Like, this should be Brisingamen Haig's race. This should be. I'm talking it up. I have confidence, but at the same time, in the back of my head, it's a little voice that's like, this ain't gonna go the way you want it to go. Oh, that just seems to be the trend. In the rain, okay, that's gonna affect things. I don't know how much or in our favor or against. I can't remember what the going was supposed to be like and what we like to run. I didn't really check that either, so yeah, you kind of bet heavily on Brisingamen, Haig / Brazingham here, shouldn't you? Really? We're gonna go to the front. In the blue silks there, Middleton, Vizier falling behind a little bit. Tarateti Kriba in second is highly favoured. Saga Nick is there as well. Orwellian stage. Back to Blue Crop Grange against the inside rail. Random Gamble, then Divi Boru and Ivanov Donald in the green silks at the rear. So Gamble and Grange I would expect to be closers because they have not come up before the bend. They are right there though, ready to make a move. The other 4 all in behind. Down to the final 2. Looks like we're dropping off 1 or 2 horses. Final furlong. We are dashing for the line. Middleton Vizier is kind of staying with us. The rest are dropping off. Who's coming from deep? Anybody? Is Blue Crop Grange coming from deep? Not with any real pace. Up into third. I think Gamble took 4th. Yeah. So they were the 2 best horses in the field apart from us, I thought. Middleton, Vizier at least can run a mile 4, which I don't think they can. That makes a lot of sense to me. I'm not entirely sure why they didn't run the Belmont. I'm not entirely sure why. They went for a grade 2 at Ascot, which they won, to be fair. Maybe that's why. But they could have gone to the Belmont as well as this, probably. I would have gone to the Belmont instead of this. Didn't run great at the Breeders, which we won. And a nice run in the Jockey Club Derby. That is fine. But that's a big win. And that's what we know Brisingamen can do. And, 135 rating. I think we topped out at 137, 138. Yeah. Okay, so Cops, question mark. The other 3, technically, I'm counting as wins, even though it doesn't go on the record of Lamps Link. I'm good with that. So we just need to keep finding these races and pick our points. Like 6 days to the Northern Dancer, that's 99% going to be a no from me. This would make more sense to try and go win a race. But if you want the glory, you gotta go for that. And just in case we pick up a little injury along the way and we don't make the arc, or we just... something makes me reconsider, we're just gonna book them. We're just gonna book them. 3 mile 2s and only 2 grade 1s, and they should both go to Lamps Link. They really, really should. But I need to test my distance, so I'm going to have to split them. I'm gonna have to split them because I need to know if Cops Milan is actually now pushing to a mile two. Because that's what it felt like. He could easily be. Just never has been before. Ran well at the Derby, but like almost won the Preakness. So maybe we got 2 mile twos. So yeah, that'll be a fun little test. The Jockey Club Gold Cup. That'll be a really fun one. And then just like throwing Cops to the wolves in this one. Nordform's Vanguard. We got a Dubai horse in Copycat Velvet. And we got the homegrown Gremlin Parade. Yeah, that's a baptism of fire. We'll see if you run a mile two. We'll see if you can run a mile two. And if we're not jumping anywhere else, there's nothing at 7 furlongs at this point. So, awesome again? Probably not. Shadwell's probably a better shout, but I don't love it. Medlands QE2. I'm just going to book them all, and when we get to these kind of races, we'll be okay. Who did I book those on? Sweet. Sweet. Oh my god. So mile 4. That's a mile. Mile 4. Mile 4. Mile 4. Canadian International, the Joe Hirsch, L'Arc de Triomphe, and the Northern Dancer. Floret, okay. What have we got before the Floret at a mile? Not much really. Probably a choice of these two, right? The Awesome again. Or the Cotillion, and they're both just over a mile. Got 5th of October. That's so close to these races. So close to those races, I just don't know if I can. Lampsling's got one, Cops Milan's got one. The only real decisions we're going to have to make is Brisingham and Hague. We've got to pick our way through this. And honestly, if I'm looking at this, I hate it because the easiest one to win is going to be the one that I'm going to jump out on. Probably. A week to the Northern Dancer doesn't seem like enough. But if it is enough and we can run it, then we've got enough time before the Arc de Triomphe. Then 5 days to Joe Hirsch, and then an 8-day to the Canadian International, I don't think works. We take out Joe Hirsch, and suddenly we got almost 2 weeks to the Canadian. So that's kind of how I see this happening. This is kind of how I think this is going to work out. So I don't really want to run in Canada. It's so difficult sometimes. We definitely got the pace for the race. We got the stamina. We don't have bad bars. Headlad says, don't do it. Yeah. we're going to step away from it. I don't love the race. I know we got another Canadian race. And we're going to have to go to France for the Arc de Triomphe, which is going to be super difficult anyway. I think we've kept the two most, maybe not the two most difficult races. Number one, number three, I would say. I think Northern Dancer probably more than the Invitational. But yeah, two difficult trips, two difficult races. Going to be really interesting. The jockeys, good. The horse is good. Headland said no. Let's just see then what we can do. So Lamps Link, Belmont, Mile 2 Jockeys Club. This is, again, a race I think we can win. Vanguard Indian, La Faire Solution. Fitbunts, if it doesn't blow up, which it doesn't seem it has, we'll get to see what they can run like. Underwriter Token, I think, is a solid horse here. Blue Crop Grange keeps coming up. I keep saying Blue Crop instead of Blue Crop. I don't know why. But yeah, some really interesting horses here. Looks like Tempted Vite and Colzia Milan are both a little cool going into this one. What a very good horse, but probably not the best horse. I expect Fippens to actually step up and do something in this one. If they're outside the top three, I'll be flabbergasted. Absolutely flabbergasted. We got an inside draw with Fippens. And because we can, Royale, a horse we haven't seen for a while, right up against the rail. So Fippens and us go up, joined by Vanguard Indian, the trio of terror right there in this race. That should be the 1, 2, 3 in some order. Basic Allen going to the front again, leading out like they have because we can. Royal with Underwriter Token in the green we like. Is you a Saint? There comes La Faire Solution up into the fight. As I was saying, Closing Milan as well. And Tempted Vite all in the mix, but we're running a decent bend. We're getting in position. Everybody is. We're down to the final furlong and a half. Vanguard Indian is going to go. We're going to hopefully go Underwrite the Token is there. Looks like we're getting blocked off. That could have been our race done. That could be our race done because we got blocked off behind Basic Gallon against the rail. Blue Clop Grange. Again, I said Clop. I think we come in third. We probably should have won that. We were short of room. Stop going against the rail, jockey, and stop riding up the ass of another horse. If there's a pace setter, don't go to the inside. Because when they die, so does your race. Oh, don't tell me you're jumping. Don't tell me you're jumping. You want to go to mile 3. Blocked off and we wanted more distance. These horses are testing my patience. they be testing my patience, guys. They be testing my patience. A mile 3 or a mile 4? Like, yikes. That, I, 6 days for the Joe Hurst? 6 days? I don't think that's gonna work out for you, son. 'Cause I ain't running you in Canada. You ain't going to the Arc de Triomphe. You ain't taking the Breeders' Cup either. No, no, no. That's Brasingamans. 1,000,000%. I guess we're testing distances, and Lampsling's got 6 days to get its ass fit and ready to go. Which it looks like it might do. It looks like it might do. Oh, but these horses, man. These horses. Okay, small drum in the Le Foret, and then we got Brasingham and Hague going a couple of races earlier in the premier race of this meet, the Arc de Triomphe. Ooh, boy. Oh, I don't feel confident at all with either of them. I feel happy that at least Small Drum is on distance. I almost clicked skip. I do feel, distantly we've got this right. We've got a mile 4, we've got 7 furlongs. I think that works for both. I'm saving a lot because I'm nervous. You will notice I do that when I am nervous. I really want this one. I really want this one. If Small Drum can't win, I understand it totally. I want the Art of Triumph in this save. I know what this horse can do in that Australian save. Different competition, same races. I know what it can do. We got 4 homegrown. One with a grade 1. Sunshine Alco is the big horse in this field, I guess. And then everybody is on weight with each other. Apart from us, we have got a 6-pound advantage for being too young. Fuck. Well, very yummy indeed. Too young to really run this race. 3-year-old in the Arc de Triomphe as well. That's, yeah, we're just competing against older, stronger horses. But we are the top rated. We are the lowest rated. We are the form horse. We got another American inside El Nadim, who I don't know. And there's a reason I don't know them, because they've been running all over the place. They just haven't been running grade 1s until they hit the Sword Dancer against horses that I don't know and I don't think are great quality horses. But they are running this, and they are going to be running the Breeders' Turf. So that's going to be interesting. We got the Canadian Ambranch Weapon. And Anna Branch is a very solid horse. They will be running the Canadian International. So, yeah. Okay. Interesting. Second in the Northern Dancer. So we skipped a couple of those. Second in the Shima Classic. Third in the Yorkshire Oaks. Could be a threat. Could be a threat. I believe in Brisingamen. I hope it's not misplaced. And we're off at a decent pace. And I'm a little bit too zoomed in for my own good there. Sablier and Anna Branch, that on the inside there, the dark red brown silks. Then up to us, we have got Manjam Steel ahead of us. On the inside against the rail, we got Finger Slave and Sunshine Alco right there, ready to go. Looks like stable mates for sure. And inside, El Nadim, the other American, is right there. We're going to just come up the inside. We might get blocked off. We need to do something here to find a little bit of room. It looks like we're okay for now. Sunshine Alco is going to go for it. Here comes Anna Branch from the back. We've highlighted these horses. We're still over 2 away. We're going to move to the outside of Manjam Steel, and we are going to now start driving. Can we do anything? It's Sunshine Alco inside El Nadim and Brisingamen Hague with Anna Branch Weapon. Anna Branch coming up. Anna Branch coming strong. We're coming right alongside them. We don't have the Canadians' pace. But at the line, we're going to dive. We're going to push. We're going to sustain. We're going to go clear. Brisingamen Hague wins the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe at Longchamp Francais. Big race, big horses, big runs from Anna Branch run. I love that run from them. Very, very nicely done. And with a third of a furlong to go, we just step up, out, push it, grab the win. That is Brisingamen Hague. That is who we know he can be. And that's a big win against a very nice horse. I believe this is a very nice horse. I believe this is a pretty good horse. And I'm excited to be able to go and win these races against quality opposition. Anna Branch stays at the 127. Stays at the 127. What a run it's had. It won at a mile 2 in Saudi for the Muhammad Yusuf Nagi Motors Cup. Then second at the Shima Classic. Third in the Yorkshire Oaks. Second in the Northern Dancer. Second in the Arc de Triomphe. Canadian International Breeders' Cup incoming. 135. We stay. I thought maybe we'd go up a little. we're not going to. But boy, oh boy, absolutely fantastic. I can't ask for more there. I just can't ask for more. That was absolutely wonderful. And this is kind of a free race for me now with small drum. Like a good run is all I kind of want to see. Is a solid field, two homegrown Grade 1 winners. We've got British Grade 1 winner who's the top rated horse. Us and another horse a low weight. We've got an unraced 4-year-old, which is wild. Okay, so I'm not sure why the recording stopped where it did. Let's just say it didn't go well. Definitely not the run I was hoping to get. That was poor. And then we've got Lambslink couldn't get mile 4, doesn't like mile 2, nothing on mile 3. We're kind of stuck there. Cops didn't really like a mile 2 either. So we're struggling mile 1, mile 2. Struggling mile 2, mile 4. And nothing at mile 3. We win a 7, then we lose a 7 abroad, and there aren't that many domestic 7s that are going to be good for us to run. Contest drawn with a mile? Well, like, that's kind of it, you know? That's kind of it. So, it's kind of rough. It really is kind of rough. And then we got to go to Canada and beat this field, which does include Birdstrom. Birdstone is just unbeaten. Wins a maiden, decently well for the distance. Mile 5, beating a bunch of horses in this field. Mile 6, nice and comfortable. Mile 6, really comfortable. I think that's its length. It's coming down to a mile 4. But it also beat Anna Branch Weapon in the Northern Dancer, and that's what's giving me pause in this one. So we've got a really good unbeaten horse. And we got Anna Branch, who I think is a very nice horse. We do have competition, and we're coming off the back of a couple of really bad races, even though they were skipped out of the recording somehow. Like, still a really, really disappointing set. And yeah, we're in the gates across the rails. Really weird. This is going to look really weird. Another course that should be exported but doesn't fix it for some reason, and I'm not going to redesign them. We look okay here, though. We got Match Reimage and Activate Matte at the front. Back to Bannigan Voluntary. Ictobest Drum is in there. Anna Branch Weapon. Camp Robbins in there. They're moving about a lot. And then Birdstone Party at the back with Penner from. We'll see what we do there. Anna Branch up the inside. Everyone's going inside here, which I guess isn't really inside. Final furlong. The field's just going. We have a great lit push usually, but like, you can see we're working really hard. We just nowhere close on that one. Anna Branch with the win, and beginning to pick up towards the end. We're off distances. We're all off distances. We're all off distances. I mean, like what even am I gonna do here? Got the tennis show, but I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't feel comfortable with any of them. I really don't. I really, really, really don't. Um, yeah, I guess. It's just finding something for cops, and at this point, it's like, does it even matter? Probably not. Don't know if I want to watch these. I kind of just want to see where they're at. It's the end of the season. It's the end of their racing careers. I just don't know what's going on with these horses. Shawhead in a tougher race than we just got battered in. Don't understand. There's no way you should get a mile. Dead heated. There's no way you should get a mile. Like, when you think you have all the answers, they go and change the question. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The one I would feel most comfortable kind of backing, and beaten by a Brit, beaten by the Canadian, who I do think is a really, really fine horse. Picking up at the end, yeah, just a lamb's length. Picking up at the end. I know, there's just no races for you. There's no races for any of you. Third place Haig, second place Lamp. Cops dead heats and Drum takes that, and just I yeah, confused. Just confused. Just really confused. It's all just now not making sense to me. The bars haven't jumped, the bars haven't changed, but Cop suddenly is enjoying going down to a mile when the bar screams a mile one, mile two. Lamps looks like a mile two all day, and wants a mile three, can't get a mile four. Haig wants more distance, which just isn't on this schedule. Drum might make the most sense out of all of them, which is crazy when this is the form. Like, can't win a mile, we need to go down. We go down to 7, we win. We stay at 7, we get battered. Okay, it's a big race, but like, this is a bigger race. And this is a good track, that's good track. This is standard dirt. Like, this really difficult to understand, but it's still the one that makes the most sense out of all 4 of them for me right now. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. So nothing for you. It's a mile championship and no rest whatsoever. What are we doing with you? Because you've now got absolutely nothing either. I mean, is that the only race towards the end of this season? Like, I just want to finish off the season now. We'll get to the end of November. They'll always book the last month, and we're just going to skip through races just to see what their final records are going to be, because this is mind blowing to me. Yeah, we beat the same field over 7 quite comfortably, and we can't get a mile. We just cannot get a mile. And that's fine. That's understandable. That's absolutely fine. What are you? I was gonna say you come to know because you haven't done much. That's a really weird field. And that's a really weird field. I yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Nothing on a mile 2 or a mile 3. There's stuff for a mile 4. This is send you. You're not gonna like it. A mile 6 is a grade 3, but we're gonna run it because there's nothing else for you. And I guess we just go to mile. Everyone gets one last race. Nobody gets a good race because it just doesn't exist. Haig, grade 3, mile 6, can't even win. Don't tell me. Yeah. Okay. Definitely mile 6. Short-headed out in Canada. Just not good going. Not what we want to see. But we ain't got anything else. Lamps Link is going to come up second in a mile 4, even though we can't get a mile 4. We almost get up. One of its most impressive races, to be fair. There just aren't races at a mile 3. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I went ahead and I took Brisingham and Haig into the other save to see what they could do on Krabbies. Because this makes me not want to race any of these ever again. And Haig's going to finish with 4 Group 1 wins at a 129, down from a 135. Namsting's going to finish with 3 Grade 1s at a 128, which is their peak. And both Cops is winning at a mile now. I know it's a Grade 2, but like, won this at a mile dead, he did. That's wild to me. 3 Group 1 wins, 122, that is their peak. And just, yeah. Okay, 3 Grade 1 wins, 125, that's their peak. I don't feel like any of those blew me away at all. We are the top flat 3-year-old and the top flat stayer, and I kind of believe that. Nod Forms is just also a really good horse that we came up against. I just don't feel comfortable with the way we were running at the end. Those distances are wild. And you kind of want maybe to keep running Lamps Link, but like, and Cops, but they're not doing a ton. Small Drum's probably the most likely one at 7 to keep racing as a 4-year-old, but we're not going to, and just there's almost nothing at a mile 6, which is where we need to be. This is a handicap as a grade 3, grade 2, grade 3 allowance. The St. Ledger, the Irish St. Ledger is the only thing on the schedule. It's not the grade 2 there, grade 3, yeah. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Really weird end there. I'm like, we had the horses figured out. They're starting to run well. I know at least what Brzingman here can do, and then just suddenly jumped at the end of the season. And yeah, puts us in a really weird place, not knowing what's happening. So I think I'm kind of done. You can go to stud. And you guys, I probably should have put her at stud, to be fair. Oh, not stud, in the breeding barn. Yeah, we got Journeyman left, Verse Thinker and Storming Wanted on grade 3s. Journeyman's got distance for Triple Crown. Verse is a pure sprinter. Storming's got the distance. Parsons Encounter's got a mile. We need to jump for them to have a shot, and Blackstone Farges has a mile. They both have grade 2s. It's a really interesting class of 3-year-olds. So let me know who, if any, you like out of that bunch for a Triple Crown run this season. We got a bunch of 2-year-olds to run through who I like a lot as well. So we'll kind of see what happens. But yeah, a little bit of a weirdness at the end. I think I'm going to go over things and try and figure out what's next and how I'm going to put this all together. And we're going to bring out these 3-year-olds as well. So Tycoon's got the distance. Brex has got the distance. Philip's got distance. Violetta's got a mile. So, really, really weird situation to be in. So, yeah, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Just let me know what you think. And I don't know. I'm gonna get my head out of last season and into this season and try and figure out where we're gonna make those big jumps and those improvements. So, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the support as always. Hopefully, see you again soon for more starters orders. Check out the other playlists. Until then, take care, stay safe, and I wish you more luck and more sense and logic than I'm watching right now. Peace.